back with another video. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang, you already know. We in the building. I also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. But first, I want to thank everybody for coming out, support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. Now, there's a lot of people out there that say the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse, okay? That's what they say. But have you ever been in a situation where a person is misunderstanding you to the core? No matter what you say, they hear something different. So we call that selective hearing, selective listening. But it's like, when you can't reach someone, use the silent treatment. Punish that motherfucker. Because listen, if you really think about it, it's humiliating to be calm, compassionate, fair, and okay, put it like this, you still don't get nowhere. The person still accuses you of either saying something where, let's say you didn't even mean it like that, but this person totally misunderstands you. See? Almost like they playing in your face. And then there's so many different things that happen. You get betrayed, you get lied upon, people are using manipulation. Oh, so many different things are happening. So you have to use the silent treatment. It's either, because you gotta understand this. It's either that person gonna try to break you, see? But you gotta show people that you don't really need them. See? So I disagree. A lot of people out there say don't use the silent treatment. I think you should. I think you should. If it's if a person takes it as emotional abuse, that's what they had cooking for you anyway. See? Because only the person that knows they're going quiet knows they're doing it to protect their energy. So if it comes off as a weapon, then that means that means that you didn't have any good intentions towards that person to begin with. Welcome, Misty said, real, my Scorpio been giving me the silent treatment. I guess it's over. LOL said, yesterday was my birthday. I found out Chuck Norris died on my day, and he was a Pisces too. Dang, I didn't even know Chuck Norris died. Oh, by the way, happy birthday as well. Yeah, so the Scorpio uses the silent treatment very well, but you gotta understand, just like a Scorpio will feel in the situation, a Scorpio might feel, put it like this, they may feel emotionally wounded, see, and may try to control the situation by totally just going silent, not saying a word, in order to get some power back, right? Because you understand, when you give off so much energy, whether it's positive energy or negative energy, if you give off so much of your energy and no one appreciates it, then all hell breaks loose to get it back. See? So let's say you get into a relationship with someone, right? And then you were with them for 2 to 5 years, right? The whole time they didn't take you serious. They disrespected you. You had some good days, some bad days, but let's say for the most part, they want to divorce you. And this is not what you signed up for. You expected to get counseling, work it out, but that person wants a full-blown out divorce, right? So not only did they waste your time, but you spent money up, all kind of things happened that you could have saved yourself some time by not doing that, that decision. But you did, and then all of a sudden, you feel played. You feel taken advantage of. You feel powerless. So when you feel like that, it's because it's emotional abuse. See? Because this person has done something, and it's like, yo, that you have been cheated somewhere, somehow. So it's only right for you to ignore this person and not let up off of it. See? Because I must get that power, that energy that I wasted, I must get that back. See? I must get that back because I don't play. See, that's the thing. There's people out here that don't play around, bro. They're not the type of people that play around, fam. So if that looks like a toxic person to you, then you shouldn't even have done that. You shouldn't have wasted that person's time. You deserve the silent treatment. And here's the thing. The silent treatment works very well, see? Because it not only does it uncover the facade, it allows you to see exactly what someone is hiding, see, concerning you. So the silence is pressure. Now, it also reveals control. Now, here's the thing. A person will come, literally, listen, a person will come straight after you apologizing. See? Because that's what silence in itself, it breaks a person down. Why do we use silence? See, if the jails and the prisons use it for the inmates, oh, but you're not running around telling these people, oh, it's emotional abuse. Hell, these people are criminals. So I feel like this. I believe the people that do you dirty, play in your face, lie to you, manipulate, use you, hey, they deserve silence. You should not give them any more of your energy. Okay, put it like this. We oftentimes say to ourselves, that's enough talking. I ain't saying nothing else. See? And that's the best way to heal, because listen, as long as you keep trying to reason with someone, you're wasting your time. You're wasting energy. Because you could talk to someone until you're blue in the face and get nowhere. Imagine how much energy it takes yelling, emphasizing, trying to get an understanding, trying to get some type of, how can I say it? Just trying to get someone to understand you and to fix the situation or resolve it, only to get nowhere, because the person already has their mind made up. So even if you were to sit there and be an adult and talk about it, what is the point of conflict when you just listen? What is the point of conflict? The whole answer is you don't want to even get involved in conflict, because the person already is waiting for your reaction just to what? End it anyway. So you say, oh, well, hell, I ain't saying nothing else to you. When you don't say nothing, all of a sudden the person is calling your name. You're not responding. They're trying to talk to you. They could be right here in your face, literally screaming in your face, and you absolutely ignore them. See? Because you don't see them anymore, because you got to understand, this person must be held accountable, man. Like, people be thinking it's a game, but no, they must be held accountable for their actions. So if I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in, I can only do what I can control. And that is my attention. That is my power. That is my everything that got to do with me. I can shut it down. See? Now, when you come crawling back, begging and apologizing, of course, a person gonna say, "Oh, look at her. She trying to come back." But it's not that it's not that the person wants attention. I disagree with that. It's not that the person wants that person to come chase them and all these little things that they consider the narcissist to do. No, because when a Pisces ignore you, that means they're done with you. There ain't nothing you could do to redeem yourself. Even if you was to drown and get out alive, guess what? You're still getting ignored. It ain't no way for you to get out of that pit, see, that you put yourself into. So when people say, "Oh, Pisces ignore me and just cut me off and block me," you know what? I'm gonna tell you the very reason why people come chasing you. Because they want the last word. They want to be the one to put the nail in the coffin. They want to be the one to get the reaction and say they ended it, that they broke up with you, that they divorced you. But when you, as a Pisces, you ignore them, guess what you take with you? The closure. There ain't no closure. See? It ends with the silence. Because listen, when a Pisces has had enough, guess what they're going to do? They're gonna draw that silent treatment, and then guess what they dissolve. That's it. See? No traces, and they leave clean. No traces, no bags. Hey, I didn't even see him pack his stuff. He just dipped. Gone in the wind. All of a sudden, people are mad because they didn't get that last word. They didn't get that last reaction that they were looking for. Starve them. See, what do you want? Why are you looking for an ending when you started this stuff? You done started this whole thing. So it's immature for that person to even have played in your face. Could you imagine? Listen, man, this happened to me, and this is not why I'm talking about this. It's just that when you search silent treatment, everybody is saying, "Oh, it's emotional abuse. It's emotional abuse. It's emotional abuse. Oh, it hurts more than physical pain." No shit, Sherlock. Like, of course, because that person did it to you. See, imagine you done spent the money. You done spent thousands of dollars on this person, only to find out, "Oh, by the way, I want a divorce." What? Are you freaking kidding me? And I done spent almost $50,000 or plus dollars on our whole little, buying home. You buy a home together, you get all this stuff. And then all of a sudden a person could just literally just leave, boom, gone, but have induced you for a lot of money. It's like, damn. So how do I get my power back? By not saying a damn thing and moving on. See? So I understand. See, me, I'm a rebel when it comes to certain things. I believe that it's okay to be a narcissist. I believe that. Because think about it. You got people out here that are the Machiavellians. You got all these different types of social groups. There is no such thing as a good person. There's no such thing as a bad person. You gonna have some that you follow, that you live by, whether you do karate, whether you box, whether you're an entertainer, whether you're an influencer. Guess what? You're gonna have some type of put it like this. You're gonna have some type of way you live your life, how you handle things. To what? That's why it's not. I'm gonna tell you. That's why it's not easy for other people to perceive you, to know you, because look. You can literally change at any moment. Shapeshift. You could change in 1 minute you're nice, 1 minute you're not nice, 1 minute you're evil, and it's like it goes hand in hand to where You can't put all your eggs in one basket from the get-go. But the silent treatment, it gets used as a weapon because, listen, if a person don't understand you, then they will feel your presence. See, it's like it's another way of getting someone's attention. See, now, and see, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna give you guys some deeper examples, okay? Because I know that was just the surface level. Now, the silent treatment, what do you guys think? You think it's emotional abuse? And I'm gonna basically tell you why is it good. See, ain't nobody out there has said this, okay? Because I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, dude, you're immature, you're toxic, bro." Yeah. Man, listen, bro. If anything that I don't know how to do, well, I'll tell you what I do know how to do is ignore the hell out of somebody. See, where you can't get to me at all. Once I make, see, but that shows willpower though. If you can focus on yourself and focus on what's in front of you, not who's in front of you, that's powerful. To not be focused on that person's existence, ignore the hell out of them. So I'm gonna tell you why it's right. Because people are disrespectful. If you could verbalize your, listen, if you could literally talk ish, say whatever you want, cuss me out, use sarcasm, whatever you decide to do, guess what? I can do better. Ignore the hell out of you. See? Because once you get on that disrespectful ride, guess what I could do? Ignore you. See? So that's why I do this to people all the time. If you say something slick, guess what I'm going to do? Ignore you. See? I'm ignoring you. And it's so funny because you see who has the power. And a person starts to realize that, oh, this person is treating me like I'm not, like I don't exist. You don't. You disrespectful. See, if I'm not that way, then you got to go be around some people that's disrespectful then. See, because I'm not tolerating it. And I feel like that's the best thing. So I'm going to tell you guys, when it comes to the silent treatment, why is it good? I'm going to give you guys several reasons why it's good to use it. Because it reduces the mental clarity. Okay, I mean, not the mental clarity, but it reduces the mental clutter. It shows you what it's more important for you and who's more important, who's in deserving of your time, attention, and your energy. And that's the thing. You suffer by allowing this person to control you and how you communicate. They want you to get into a voice match with them. They want to raise their voice, their vocal cords to where, oh, they're screaming in your face about what you did, what they didn't like about it. And it's like, bro, I don't want to get into a voice match with you. I don't want to have my throat all freaking burning from screaming and yelling. I'd rather just ignore you. See? Because to do that is more like a low voltage or a low amount of watts. See, about 18 watts. It's a small amount of energy that it gets put out if I just don't say nothing. But that's the thing. I personally don't expect you to chase me. See, it's a surprise if you chase me after I ignored you when you started it. Think about it. A person is trying to get their car started. Okay, the battery dies. Boom. They take all that energy to go to the store, buy a new battery. Now they're trying to install it. So they start the battery, and then all of a sudden, once everything's running, they want to start talking shit. See? To you. And then all of a sudden you're like, yo, well, you got your car running. Why don't you just carry on and move on? What are you sitting here talking trash for? I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to argue with you. So by you keep yapping and keep trying to, get me into that whole confrontation, I'm going to just use the silent treatment. See? And then you get more pissed off, and then you start to, fizzle out. And then all of a sudden you realize it's over. See? And what does this person do? They overreact. What's going on, Pisces gang? What's going on, Thomas Fade and everybody that just came into the chat? See, sometimes this is why I tell people, man, you can still get hurt going with the flow, okay? Of how other people want you to be, how other people want you to speak, other people want you to communicate what you feel. No, that only works for them, see? But you have to be unpredictable. It's better for you just to detach, see? That's powerful for you to actually check out. And all of a sudden, when you can mentally check out and literally everything around you, you just totally just wipe out with silence, then you start realizing, oh, I don't have all these things cluttering my thoughts about these people with these problems. Because the best thing to do is to respect indifference, see, than other people's opinions about you. Well, hey, guess what? I'm going to tell you the most powerful thing to do is to not do it don't listen, to be unique, have your own way of doing things. Guess what? Because it's still, put it like this, it's still controlling for a person to try to force you into a confrontation. It's still conflicting. See, it's still conflict in itself. What are we going to talk about? And then you have to wait and listen to a person scream and yell in your face when you could just not say anything. I'm going to tell you what really happens when you're dealing with someone that gives you the silent treatment. They are more protecting you from them, see? Because if their mindset is set to launch, their mindset is set to fight. So what they're doing to protect their energy is not saying a damn thing, because the more they think about it, they just might swing off on you, see? And then they'll end up getting locked up, going to jail for the rest of their life, or catch a battery charge, or lose their, let's say they're a nurse or a doctor or whatever it is. But to keep themselves from hurting you, they would rather revert and go to what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Saying absolutely nothing. See? Just to redeem themselves, just to give themselves a break, just to cool off. Because they don't, see, you might want to just sit there and control this person so bad that now you want to throw the narcissist on their name, because you can't make them talk to you. See, they had to find an excuse to say, oh, well, you got to be a narcissist to try to break the whole silent treatment. See, oh, that's emotional abuse, because, yeah, of course it's emotional abuse, because you can't get your way. See, emotionally, you can't get your way. You can't get through to the other person based on how you feel. Now, another thing, when you use the silent treatment, it helps you think more clearly. The more quiet you are, you can think clear. It's better. It's better for you to be able to think when someone else is what? Going off. I know you guys heard the saying, oh, let's talk. Let's just talk about it. No, ain't no talking. When you're dealing with somebody that don't care about how you feel, they don't understand where you're coming from, what are we talking about? Nothing. You have to draw the line. Be stubborn. Be selfish. Because listen, what do most people do? They give in to the other person. Oh, they do something that they don't want to do. So why would you let another person manipulate you, control you anyway? Now, here's the thing. When you use a silent treatment, it helps you self-reflect, because you start to realize who you are in the midst of the bullcrap, the disagreement. And you want to know the craziest thing? When you use a silent treatment, people realize that, oh, forget about what they did, what they said. They forget about why you guys are fighting in the first place. And they're more focused on you ignoring them than what actually set them off regarding you in the first place. So it's like, what are we fighting for? You're fighting me because I'm ignoring you? Bro, that doesn't even make sense. That's my choice. If you don't like it, leave. See? Leave. That's the outcome. Of course it destroys relationships. It's supposed to. If I'm ignoring you, that means I'm done. Nothing makes noise and stays unless it's going to what? Eat you. See? Unless it's going to eat you alive. So if you don't hear nothing, that means that whole situation is closed for the day. You don't hear nothing tomorrow. Well, guess what? It's closed for tomorrow. Nothing 2 weeks from. It's closed. It's over with. It's done. Get over it. See? Now, when you use a silent treatment, it also improves your decision making. You are able to clearly think what to do and what not to do. You start to factor in the consequences ahead of time. Well, damn, if I punch this person, yeah, I'll probably catch a battery charge. And then if I do this, then I know I'm going to be effed if I do this. So while you're being silent, you're calculating everything. See? So it's better for you to be this. And I'm going to tell you why. When you use silent treatment, it boosts creativity. That's why you got to be careful when somebody, hey, you worried about the silent treatment. What you need to worry about is what this person is calculating. See? They'll find a way to get you. Listen, people are more concerned about nuclear warfare, biohazardous weapons, to where they don't even pay attention to the things of a silent person, what they're thinking about. See? And that's what you got to watch, because a person that's quiet, they're not telling you what their car, they're not showing their cars to you. And what you will fail to realize is that they got something ready for you. See? You just don't know it. Now, another reason why you should use the silent treatment is because it encourages problem solving. This is the thing. It's strategy. See, I'm a strategist. I'm a strategist. So here, with me personally, everything is a strategy. When I break up with a woman, guess what? I'm using a strategy. I don't just break up with a woman for the mere cause of breaking up, because why would I do that when there's so much risk involved? See? So you must always be ready for anything, especially concerning you. But you understand that when you use the silent treatment, you self-reflect, see, which allows you to obtain power based off your disposition. And then you really tap into and find out who you really are. And you are able, see, it's so many benefits of using the silent treatment, because then you separate yourself from others by removing the access that they once had to you. But why do people get all, emotional, angry, sad, whatever it is because they can't control you. The silence disrupts the manipulator, the con artist, whatever it is, the gossiper, the liar, the deceiver. It disrupts all of them, see? Because they realize one thing psychologically: they can't control you. They can't manipulate you. As long as you are quiet, silent, they can't do. Listen, they realize they see more of themselves than seeing you. And they question they question themselves and doubt. So if I'm being quiet and you are basically determining your self-worth, then whose fault is that? That's your fault. See? Because you gotta understand, that's how you really feel. So you're trying to project. You're calling the narcissist, but it's really you. You're a control freak. So if you couldn't figure out, that's why I hate the people that say this bull crap. Oh, you're the narcissist because you use the silent treatment. No, because it's a very clever, wise thing to do. And people hate it because they can't, listen, they hate it because they feel like shit for even chasing a person, for even going through it. They can't stand it. So whatever therapist, doctor came up with that probably was a victim of someone giving them the silent treatment. See? Now, another thing, it helps, like I said, it helps you focus on your priorities. It promotes mindfulness. It encourages self-awareness. Because guess what? Now you know how a person really feel about you, instead of asking them only for them to lie to you because of first impressions. See, when you ignore someone, listen, they can't, there is no defense. There is no defense mechanism. They can't lie. They're only going to show you the truth because they're desperate for your attention. But your attention is your power. They feed off your energy when you give them a reaction. That's why when you're quiet and silent in the midst of adversity, guess what happens? It forces out what? Reactions. It forces reactions. And by a person reacting, they overreact. See? They make mistakes. When it's too quiet, people make mistakes. They trip over things. They knock over stuff. Cups fall. People become clumsy. They drop things because they're nervous, insecure. It's almost like that still silence where the picture just falls off the wall to where, wow, I ain't even doing nothing. See? But here's the thing. You're not doing anything, but you are. See? You're uncovering everything that's below the surface. Everything that was a secret to you. I mean, everything that was a secret to them about you, you uncover it. The mask drops when you become silent. If you ever want to know how somebody really feel about you, give them the silent treatment. Guarantee they're gonna show you. Yep. Because what a wise person is supposed to do, a wise person will leave. Oh, you're ignoring me? Oh, you don't want to talk? Okay, well, hey, maybe another day. Boom, I'm out of here. They just leave. But those of you that enter a spider's web and stay there until that spider is ready to eat you, then that's what I say. You become a prisoner to that spider. But this is the funny thing. Do you think the spider has to literally go out there? Yeah, if he feels like it, he'll go out there and find food. But but the spider is smart enough. He knows somebody's gonna come snooping around, loafing around, and ain't gonna be paying no mind. Because when you focus on the illusion and you want to, control the person, the one thing that you least suspect is that person using the silent treatment. See? Now let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, definitely guaranteed facts. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I'm not telling people to go out there and manipulate for bad reasons. I'm saying there's a such thing as good manipulation. See? That's why I said there's a positive and a negative to everything in life, based on how you do things. Let me tell you what happened in my city, okay? I'm from Milwaukee. A man was playing his music loud, right? I'm talking about thumping, boom, boom, boom. The guy, he had small children that had to go to school the next day. So you know what him and this girl did? They went out there, they walked over there to the dude's crib that was playing the loud music and asked him, "Hey brother, can you turn it down? Said my kids gotta go to school tomorrow." Right? How you think that situation ended? Do you think the guy just was on his merry way and just went back in the house and it was all good from there? Well, I'm here to tell you, nope. That man shot that man 31 times just for asking him to turn. Can you please turn the music down because my kids got to go to school. Gosh, he got shot 31 times. And his girl was still talking shit to him. And guess what? He shot her 8 times. And she was pregnant. And he shot her in the chest. Yep. So, the reason why I share this traumatic story with you is to show you, I think it's pretty narcissistic to talk about things. Maybe if he didn't say nothing, he wouldn't have got killed. My point exactly. When you talk, listen, if somebody's yelling at you, don't say nothing. Because guess what? You can't, if you argue with you cannot reason with a foolish person, bro. You cannot get anywhere with the fool. If you argue with a fool, then you are a fool yourself. Yep. So it's better for you not to say nothing. And I'm talking about not a damn thing. Yeah, somebody's bumping the music, it's too loud. Call the police. Why would you go over there and talk to that person? You don't know that person. You don't know their frame of mind. You don't even know why they're listening to the music that loud. But people think they're doing the right thing by talking. Talking it out. No, you're not, fam. Because guess what? Listen, people need to work on how they perceive things. See? Perception. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to talk to people, let alone approach people. See? I don't believe he just went over there and asked the guy to turn the music down. Nope. I believe he went over there and he said it in such a way like he was trying to tell that dude, a grown man, to turn his music down in a disrespectful way. See, based on how a person hears it, if it sounds disrespectful, bro, it's people out there that would do something like that. It would hurt you, bro, by the way you coming. So it's better not to say nothing. Because a person already got their mind made up what they're going to do to you. They already know how they're going to react to whatever you do. You say something too loud. If you sound like you got an attitude, they're going to want to fight. See, you say something sarcastic. Oh, they already know what they're going to do. So why would I let you have your way with me? That's why I say we all fight differently. We all defend ourselves differently. There's some people that'll pull a gun out on you. There's some people that'll pull a knife out on you. There's some people that would dig in the toilet and throw a turd at you. There's people that throw donuts at you. People fight different. So you can't assume that it's gonna be a peaceful moment, because it's probably not. Now, another thing is that when you use a silent treatment, it enhances learning. See, there's a learning curve to it. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Let's say you're in the parking lot and the dog is barking. The dog is barking at you, obviously, right? You don't say nothing. The dog is gonna get confused. You're not saying anything. You're not doing anything. So all of a sudden the dog starts to think that, oh, there's no threat. See? If this person is quiet, they're not giving me no type of attention to what, the behavior that I'm doing. So now I look like I'm misbehaving. See? That's what I'm saying. It's to establish control, but in a more peaceful manner, a more peaceful situation. See? Now, another reason why you should use the silent treatment is because it increases patience. What are we in a rush for? I know your ego is hot and you want to get right to it, but no. How about we linger? How about we take our time? You want to argue and talk about something and create conflict, guess what? I could delay that. See, so all the while this is happening, it's increasing that strategic thinking that I was speaking of. See, I was talking about, because if you could hold your peace, if you could absolutely have that self-control on 10 toes down, Nope. Then I'm telling you, then once you have that self-control, can't nothing touch you. Let's say this. Let's say you see somebody, like right now, I just seen this guy just walking to the post office, right? He's looking behind his shoulder because it's late, right? I understand. It's this hour. Nobody out at this hour should be getting anything out the ATM when they know there's somebody sitting in a parking lot like 2 feet away from you, right? But do you think I'm gonna roll my window down and say, hey man, nothing's gonna happen to you, I'm not on shit, right? No. See? I wouldn't say nothing. Because if I did, guess what that's gonna do? That's gonna start some shit. Based off of his fear, me rolling the window down talking to him while he's trying to handle something. That's what we say, mind your own business, bro. Because listen, you say something to somebody, they're already on edge, they're already in fear mode, they're already looking at, staring, you know, looking over their shoulder at you. Why would you say something like, yo, man, just so you know I'm not on nothing? Bro, you didn't even have to say that. See that? Now you opening up a can of worms. So I feel like the more talking you do, it makes it worse. See, you can't reason with everybody. That means you can't put seasonings on every type of meat. Because, listen, you can't put any old seasonings on any type of meat because it's not going to taste right. See, you got to know what seasons to use on certain types of meat. See, now, another thing is that it helps you see things objectively, okay? So when you sit and wait, now you know exactly what to say. And hey, when you decide to say what you're going to say, it actually means something. It has weight to it. Now, it also keeps you from making those impulsive reactions. See, those mistakes. You end up saying the wrong thing, either saying a little too much so soon, so it reduces that. Now, when it comes to the emotional benefits, now it reduces stress when you use the silent treatment. See, it's cold-blooded. Now, another thing, it lowers anxiety. See, you got to understand that people out in this world will brainwash you. We are accustomed to how others view things, and they have passed it on. See, taught it in schools. Now, people are listen, there's so many people that label a narcissist as an evil person. See, but there is some evil things, yeah, but there's evil in everybody, regardless if they're narcissists or not. Hell, there's if that's the case, every bad person, including animals, should be considered the same thing. A bad influence, bad whatever it may be. So when you practice the silent treatment, you also help yourself regulate your emotions. You also it encourages acceptance, see, of yourself. Because listen, once you realize who you are in this life, you ain't gonna even want to respond to nothing that says otherwise, in other words. Okay. It also helps you let go of grudges. Because you know that whatever you guys are arguing about, it's not even worth it. I better just not say nothing. Hey, and this is the best technique to do. You might tell somebody, hey man, yeah man, I'm not, hey man, I'm not tough, bro. Hey man, you know, but you know, whatever it is, man, hey, I'm not tough, you got it, big bro. And dismiss yourself, see? And I've done this because I've said this to myself. I tell people when they want to start fights with me and when I already can peep the energy, I say, hey man, I'm gonna get my monkey tail up out of here, bro. I'm about to get going. Don't even worry about me, man. I ain't looking for no fight, man. I'm a civilian. Hey, you have to do stuff like that because listen, you got to be 10 steps ahead of the adversary, the enemy, your enemies. Now, it also, when using silent treatment, reduces anger. See, it keeps you, it gives you that poise. It actually makes you separate from the person. But here's the thing. When you engage, okay, put it like this. Why people get upset when you give them the silent treatment is because they want to fill the void. See, they see those gaps. They see the distancing that you give them, and then they want to fill the void. See, because they themselves don't like silence. Now, another thing, it helps you release the negative energy that was stored up to begin with. It allows you to emotionally heal. See, so it can make the moments of joy more vivid for you. So you don't have to be looking at a situation like they are. See, so you should never okay, put it like this. In order to seek or have resolution, both of you cannot agree on the same thing. Nope. Because then the ego is going to set in. Because it's only could be one winner, see, and one loser. So sometimes it's not good to go along with somebody else regarding their terms of how the situation should go. A person might want to talk to you just so they can establish that. Just so they can tell you what to do. Next time, don't ignore me. Next time, be an adult. Stop acting like a kid. You know, yeah, you're immature, you know, emotionally immature, and you don't know how to talk things out. Communicate. Bro, remember I said, you know how you communicate, and guess what? And guess how that is? By not saying nothing. Because listen, you're still telling the person. Put it like this, you're still communicating. You're just not making any noise, if that makes sense. See, because if somebody's not talking to you, that means they don't rock with you. Nope. And an open enemy will still tolerate you. Now, getting back to Scorpio, for Misty, Scorpio is all about triggering others, and finding out who they really are behind the mask and basically exposing it. So Scorpio is here to expose secrets. See? So a lot of times you might have secrets about yourself that a Scorpio will pick up on that. And then when they start to do those silent treatment tactics, what tends to happen is people do show them their true self. For instance, I got betrayed a couple of days ago, and these particular people ganged up on me, okay? Now, I felt humiliated. I felt all different types of things. But what you're supposed to do when you get attacked or somebody does something to you or betrayal-wise, you got to act like it didn't hurt, even if it did hurt. Now, I know some of you may say, oh, well, that's pride. No, it's not. If you know things on a psychological level, then it will all make sense to you. See, it's a certain way to handle things and how to deal with things, but you must establish it first before others can. Now, another thing is it promotes gratitude. It allows you to appreciate things better because it's like, oh, now because there's just silence. Now I can focus on myself better. Also, I'm going to tell you the number one gift of the silent treatment. The number one gift is that it encourages better listening skills. Because you understand, when you listen, it's one thing to see the enemy, but it's another thing to actually listen to them and hone in on those small artifacts that wasn't there while you guys were cool, when you were talking, right? So it lets you know exactly where you stand and where others stand with you, okay? So that's like, in my situation, when they all ganged up on me, I got to see who the liar was. I got to see who the perpetrator, the person that started, because they started making snide comments. But they were never talking to me like that, or they wouldn't say those things to my face. But see, it's like when you start to realize this, then you say, yo, this person came, it's like you you get to know them by being silent. You get to know them better. Now, when you use a silent treatment, it also strengthens trust. See? Because those that are still unfazed by your decision to not speak or say anything, those are the ones that are really your friends, the ones that are still there, see, through it all. Now, when you are using a silent treatment, it makes your words more powerful, see. People respect you. People really, they understand because they know you normally don't talk, see, or you would normally not say anything or engage. So they will actually appreciate your side and everything about you as far as, what makes you. Now, another thing is, let me see here. So when you put it like this, when you get into an argument with someone, you get overstimulated. But when you use a silent treatment, you don't. It reduces that. You're trying to be heard so strongly that when you don't feel understood, it basically increases that overstimulation. See, and then it ends up turning to stress. So in those high pressure situations, it's better for you to increase the calmness, which means that you will what? Continue to not speak or say anything to that person. Now, when we talk about grudge holding, the thing about it is this. If somebody would ignore you more than a few days, that just means they're done, man. It ain't no grudge. A grudge is something that you still keep coming around a person and you keep mentioning the same old thing, see? But it's almost like you bringing it up, you won't let it go. But if a person just not saying nothing, they're just silent, that doesn't mean that they're holding a grudge. And that's the thing. You can't control that. You can't control if a person decides to hold a grudge. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And I'm gonna tell you why when you use the silent treatment. I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a secret here. When you use the silent treatment, some of you use the silent treatment in the wrong way. Because what you start to do is you start talking to the person after a week, 2 weeks. See, and then it's like, well, that wasn't the silent treatment. When you use the silent treatment, bro, that's supposed to go on for like years, until you listen. When you use the silent treatment in the correct way, you go years without talking to somebody, not days. You go 4 years, you ain't said nothing to that person. And it's almost like this person, they no longer exists. They no longer exist. And that has to happen because, listen, bro, if you go back, what do you think gonna happen to you? Oh, we're gonna be all friends again, and yeah, everything's gonna go back to being kosher. Nope. Man, listen, bro. That's like going back to the butcher after being sliced up and diced up. Bro, why would you do that? Why would you go back after you have ignored this person? After you went silent? After you stonewalled? You go back, guess what's going to happen to you? It's going to be the worst situation. Because you got to understand how mad and pissed this person is by you taking your intention of power away from them. As soon as they hear from you again, they're going to try to make sure you actually hurt. They're going to try to bring so much pain to you in that one moment. And then they're going to ignore you. They're going to say, oh, yeah, you should have manned up and you should have you should have talked about it. So they end up doing the very thing of why you ignored them in the first place. That's why I said don't even give them no time. When you use the silent treatment as a weapon, do not say anything else to them. I don't care what they say. And don't fall for that emotional manipulation that they try to do. Because a lot of times they'll try to say something like, oh, I miss you. Oh, can I rub your feet? They'll try to find a way to get you to respond to them. See? And they might even say, oh, I'll buy you things, I'll get you things. They'll try to manipulate you some type of way to get your attention. Now, guys, just hold on 1 sec. I gotta drain the weasel real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. How do you do that? Yeah, all right, there we go. Drain the weasel. Gotta drain the weasel, man. Drink a whole damn goddamn large Diet Coke. Oh shit. Man. I had to take a leak. So, oh man, I drank that whole damn Diet Coke. Diet Coke ain't no joke, bro. But yeah, I don't recommend it, you guys. I don't recommend when you argue with people, try to talk it out, man. That shit makes it worse, bro. Like, because then you got people, they want to talk over you. You know, they try to, like I said, that's the worst feeling in the world. Now another thing is that I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't talk it out. I just gotta park, you guys, because I'm driving and trying to crash into no damn. Yeah, when you talk it out, man, you get even more upset. Then imagine everything you say to a person, or that you said to, you know, anything that you said, it got misinterpreted into something else. Okay, okay, parking right now. All right, so here we go. I ain't want to end it live, you guys, so bear with me. All right, let me get the, all right, there we go. So, okay. Yeah, that watermelon ain't no joke, though. Yeah, God is watching us there, definitely. Now, I'm going to tell you guys why. How do I go back? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys why you shouldn't talk it out. Why it's not always the best approach, okay? By you using the silent treatment, this allows you to protect yourself. Like they say, when you are in boxing, you must protect yourself at all times. Why is that? See, because you could get hit in such a way that doesn't involve a punch. So that's why you can't just do things like you think you can. See? Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, but see, Scorpio is Scorpio is nothing to play with, man, when it comes to see, that's the thing. That's why I say everybody has a way that they defend themselves, okay? Put it like this. Everybody has their way of how they protect themselves. Now, okay, so the next thing, the reason why you shouldn't talk things out, I'll tell you why, okay? Damn, everybody's looking and seeing what I'm doing. Like, just go do your thing, man. Damn. Okay, so when you talk things out, guess what you're gonna do? The one biggest mistake ever is that when you put it like this, talking, yapping, however you want to word it, you begin to expose your vulnerabilities. It's cold-blooded. See, people find exactly what to do to control you. It's almost like an open wound. It gives people the target or the spot, the sweet spot within you to control you. See? Also, people could twist your words and use it against you when you start talking. See, that's why I say it's more like a facade, because the facade is that, oh, I want to hear you out. How about we just talk about it? You guys aren't going to just talk about it. There's going to be yelling, screaming, emotions spilled everywhere. Not even a mop can clean it up. See? Now, then you start to go off into over-explaining yourself because they're not listening. They don't want to understand. They don't want to understand where you're coming from. See? And when you over-explain, this weakens your position. Your words fall on what? Deaf ears. People are not hearing you out. And you would think they are as you explain yourself, and they're not. See? Now, what happens is when you use a silent treatment, this helps you by preventing that whole emotional exploitation. See? That's why I say when you talk things out, you think you're doing yourself a service, you think that you're doing the right thing, you actually making yourself look bad. See? Because not only is it shameful, embarrassing, but you can't reason with a fool. You can't reason with someone that already has made their mind up that they don't like you. There's no way you can get them to change their mind to look at you any different, okay? Now, another thing is that when you talk too much, or not even talk too much, when you try to talk things out, it's not the best approach, because when you look at the boundaries, see, the whole point of when you use put it like this, when you place a boundary, it's supposed to be silent. Think about a person trying to protect their yard. See, they build a fence around it. Do you think they built that fence where other people would know exactly what they're building? Nope. See, because it was built to what? Keep others out. Now, another thing that this talking does, okay, is that when you try to talk things out, you end up escalating the whole conflict in itself. Because then once you say something and the other person disagrees, now you're trying to defend yourself from them. Then it's like, oh, everything you say, a person can disagree. And then counter and say something else. So this is not something that resolves itself by continuously what? Talking to them. Trying to reason. See? Now, when you protect yourself in such a way, you reduce that whole risk of that emotional manipulation. It cuts it off. That's why I said it disrupts it. So you always want to keep your strategy private anyway. Because that reaction is it. Put it like this, you guys. That reaction is so, I'll say this. What's the best word to say for okay, so anyway, the best word for me to use for that is, like I say, it's contagious. See? Now, when you use the silent treatment, that's your greatest defense. Because everything that I just said, it allows you to maintain that mystery and power. And then when you finally do speak, guess what? Those words are heavy. They really mean something then. So the greatest thing here is that when issues arrive, they end up resolving themselves with time. So that doesn't mean that you have to do it yourself, because you actually can get ahead of yourself by trying to do so. So you got to understand that you have to protect sensitive information concerning you. You know, even if it has to do with others, got to keep that sensitive information to yourself and never break, never show anyone it, because they can weaponize it and use it against you later. Now, another thing when it comes to emotional control, talking too much, what does it do? It fuels the emotional reactions, you guys. And then you feel drained afterwards. You feel like a fool. You feel exhausted for the fact that you've gotten nowhere. See? So another thing, they're talking too much. It reduces the risk of what? Anger-driven words. This is how people end up losing their lives. They end up saying something that they probably weren't intending to do, and then it literally just how can I say it? Messes up the whole situation. Now, another thing is that it prevents the whole emotional exhaustion that one may feel. So you got to know that when you listen, man, when somebody doing, okay, put it like this, because I got to get a drink, but yeah, this keeps the whole resentment at bay as well. Now, when it comes to relationship dynamics, the whole talking too much thing, it can really trigger someone, see? Because that's why they say you should never hang with angry people. That's the word that I'm looking for, okay? Never hang with angry people. Why? Because if you hang with somebody that's angry, they bound to kill, they bound to take you out. Like, people don't understand certain things are or I should say intentional. Like, some people are just waiting to find a victim. Could you imagine? Put it like this. Let's say you want to go to the firing range, okay? Let's say you buy, or let's just say you really into guns, and you basically went to a gun store, okay? You buy a gun, right? Boom. Now, if you're you're infatuated with the whole idea, what do you think is gonna happen? Then when you actually do it, it's like when you actually go get the gun, now you want to use it so bad, in a hurry, quickly. You want to hurry up and go shoot that gun. And then all of a sudden, once you shoot it, you feel something. You feel like, yo, now you want to go, basically have beef with other people so you could use that gun. And that's what I'm saying is, like, when you start to go into a situation and you're expecting something, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the opposite. That's why I said the world is opposite. Everything that people are saying as bad, sometimes bad things are good, sometimes good things are bad. So let's you got to give people time to reflect. This is another reason why you don't want to just go into a situation have when it comes to okay, let me see. Yo, now this okay, now I must say this. When you use that silent, man, listen, when you use that silent treatment, it prevents that whole miscommunication at work, okay? Like, put it like this, if you're in the workplace and you say absolutely nothing, that's good. See, people could get in your business so easy. See, now another thing you want to do is now let me expound on that, because I know I kind of said that really quick, you guys. I've been working like these long shifts, so these shifts been tearing me up, man, for sure, man. Shout out to the hard workers in the chat, man, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I did a 12-hour. You can look at my eyes. I'm tired as shit, bro. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but like when you do something and you're tired, bro, it starts to feel like you will say something and then like literally think that you already said the rest of it. And then you like catch yourself and you're like, yo, man, I'm tired. Man, I'm so damn tired right now, you guys. Oh. So that's why I'm like trying to like get it together, because man, I'm so freaking tight. Like, I can't even tell you guys how tired I am. But yeah, I'm still gonna finish the live. It's just, whew. Like, as I'm doing when I'm more energized, it's more like I could just catch my words and woo-de-woo. But it's like when I'm tired, it's kind of like I be forgetting what I just said, and it just feels like, man. But that's the thing with live, you can't edit it. So it's like, boom, as soon as you do it, you just gotta keep going. Now, I will say, okay, so when you use, that's why I said, put it like this. When you go to the gym, you first start lifting weights. After I say the third or fourth day of going for the first week, you start to feel like you don't want to go, right? Now, what kills that motivation is silence. Because you can't stop. See, you must keep going. When you start to stop, and then you start letting all those negative thoughts and all those things linger, now you lose the motivation. See, now I did it again, you guys. Had a brain fart. Ugh. I don't know how many of you in the chat has this ever happened to you guys, where you're like tired and you're like, I'm gonna tell you how tired. I'm gonna tell you guys just how tired I am. If you've been super, super tired like this before, oh man. And you say something, and then like 2 minutes later, you forget what the hell you was gonna say, bro. But yeah, okay, so I gotta drink this caffeine, bro, because this shit has really got me like really messing up right now. And I already made me one already, so this is what I gotta take. But yeah, man. Okay, so all right. Okay, so another reason why you must use a silent treatment, okay? Because it brings you peace, man. Sometimes it's better for you to have a quiet mind than a loud one. And then, like I said, you got to know who your hidden enemies are. And only way you're going to find out who your hidden enemies are unless you go quiet, unless you get silent. Because I'm going to tell you a secret. Your hidden enemies don't make no noises when there's noise. Nope. Because if they did, that'd be easily detected. But when you don't say anything, guess who gets uncomfortable first? Your hidden enemies. See, they might make a comment that shows that they're afraid by trying to, be dismissive of you, or they might try to leave the situation. See? Now, another thing is it protects your mental energy, allows you to think clear, allows you to focus on what you should be doing. versus someone else's, you know, versus someone else's situation. So it just, like I say, overall, it's so many good reasons why. Not in a bad way. Now, why a person uses a silent treatment? It also tests you to be what? It teaches you to what? I said, see, I just mixed my words up, you guys. But yeah, the whole thing is that the science in itself teaches patience. See, at the end of the day, oh man, I'm tired, bro. Hey, I know y'all probably like, yo, but hey, I mean, yeah, man, it's not easy to hold the silent treatment in itself, because once you build that silence treatment, and then, like I said, people, it's like, you guys ever seen those that it's like a damn, what was I gonna say? Oh my god, dude. Okay, it's like, let's say you got bugs or something, right? You're trying to put a stop to the bugs in the house. A roach trap, right? And here's the thing. When you think of it like when the bugs go inside of the little cubby hole, or they go inside the little you know, the little thing, the little trap, and they get the whatever it is, the chemical thing, take it back to the nest, and it ends up wiping them all out, right? So so that's what I'm saying. That's sort of like going into the situation where you might think you're doing the right thing, but you don't even know that you're messing up your own situation at the same time. Yeah, you guys, I'm gonna have to end the live, man. I can't even like do my damn live. It's literally like, I'm super tired as hell. I'm like super tired, you guys. But let me see. I'm actually gonna try to finish this, man, because like I say, bro, it's just like, I'm freaking tired as shit, bro. But I'm trying to talk to you guys without talking in my sleep. But yeah, I can't believe this is happening, man. I probably should have just did this a different day, but man, I think what I'm doing until I get my thoughts together, I gotta like just chill. I gotta just get into my mindset, my mind mode, because bro, I done ran out of gas. And yeah, man. I probably have to take a little nap, bro, till I just snap out of this shit, bro, because I'm tired. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, so I'll tell y'all this story that happened too. Like, meanwhile, is what the situation I just experienced. So like, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, the Leos, like, the Leo that I know currently, like I say, I know that she's cool, but like, man, there's some Leos out there that are dirty, man. Always using deflection and trying to change, you know, its course, and trying to change the narrative. They could be some serious snakes, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. They could be some serious snakes. So why I say this is like, man, I had a real bad situation happen, and I thought this one Leo was really rocking with me, and then only to find out that she wasn't, bro. So like, that really really messed me up far as like the embarrassing. Okay, I say this, it's embarrassing, fam, like that a person will, you know, trick you in such a way. And it's like I broke up with her first, and then the first time I broke up with her, and then we ended up getting back together, and then I broke up with her again. And then the third time I'm thinking she came to her senses, like, okay, then we got back together. And then us Pisces, man, you know, I understand we always be giving people chances, and, you know, we tend to, you know, not really be affected by what people do. It's more like we just be trying to like give a person a chance and just trying to like work the shit out. But once we agree that, okay, we're gonna, you know, actually work through this thing, we're not gonna do all the whole breaking up thing, you know, breaking up situation when there's a problem. We'll just talk about it. Man, I took her ass back, and then she broke up with me, like tried to flip the script, like broke up with me like a day later, talking about, oh, I wanted you to squash the little beef with, you know, her brothers and shit, because she know I don't really F with them like that. She was like, can y'all just talk, because like I'm thinking about throwing a party and I want y'all to be there and get along. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not, no. I don't mess with people that if once I make up my mind and I don't want to like continue to be cool with somebody, I'm just not doing it, bro. And then she got mad, and then she was like, you know what, oh, okay. And then she said, well, I don't want to talk anymore if you can't talk to my brothers and y'all can't get past this, because she said it was annoying or whatever. I'm like, whatever. So I gave her the silent treatment, okay? I gave her the silent treatment because, like, if you lie to me, fam, bro, it ain't no way, fam. Like, that to me, you gotta understand, it's reputation, it's all that, bro. It's everything, bro. To where, like, you could really like somebody and then just literally just hate their ass because, like, bro, they lied, they did some foul shit, to where it can make you or break you, to where you could be, you know, emotionally wounded by it in such a way, just because you were you know, being honest, you were more willing to work something out, and you thought the person was serious about it, only to what? Do you dirty, right? So I was like, it's cool, we don't have to get together, but now I feel like I got to do something, see, to get back, to create revenge, see? Because one thing, I'm not the type of person to sit on, like, put it like this. If I'm hurt, if I put it like this, if I get hurt, I'm gonna be honest with myself and say, yes, this person hurt me, right? But what am I gonna do about it though? So that's why I say, like, if somebody hurts you, you know, bro, I'm getting my get back, bro. I'm not gonna physically do it myself, but I'm gonna find a way to get my get back, bro. Because that, to me, when you're a Pisces, only you will understand how this feels, this feeling. Because if somebody do you dirty, man, and it's like, damn, you really was rocking with them. You really thought the situation was good, and they never took you serious and never really was serious, you know, to begin with. And it kind of feel like, damn, they just trying to break up with me, so it looks like they ended it on some ego shit. And I'm like, bro, man, I was just like, I ain't saying nothing, bro. It's better I ignore her than to even ever talk to her again, bro. Like, because you just don't understand. Like, bro, I was passing up other females for her. Like, bro, that's weird, bro. That's weird. Like, and a person, every time you see them and give you them weird vibes, like them bad vibes, to where you like, bro, like, you ain't playing me, fam. I'm getting revenge. Like, you just don't know. Like, I ain't letting that shit slide, bro. And I always say, like, always be honest with yourself, because why would you sit there and lie to yourself, and you do yourself a disservice by trying to act like, oh, nothing bothers you. Like, you just gotta know if something bothers you. You have to get off your chest and deal with it. You can't run from it. make excuses about it or any of that. Yeah, so appreciate that too, Mr. Yeah, definitely. Said a fast 100. He said a cold blooded. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I feel like it's not always a bad thing to use a silent treatment. You just gotta know how to use it correctly. But it's like you have to put it like this: if you're gonna choose that route, you gotta stick to it. You can't like be playing around where you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Nope. So it's like, man, that situation happened again, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like, you could be talking about something and then all of a sudden you just like your words just start fading away in the damn ocean or some shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. But I say this, when you go into a situation, if something do hurt you, you gotta heal, fam, before you can go back into another situation. Because man, listen, bro, if you try to go into a new situation with that old stuff, it ain't gonna end too well. But it's like, yeah, it ain't gonna end too well. So I always say that, like, I know I'm gonna have to do a part 2 to this because, man, this is crazy, bro. That I just like feel super. This happened to me last night. I was just sitting there and I ended up falling freaking asleep. I was supposed to do a reaction video. And either you could just be sitting there talking, fam, and then be like talking in your sleep, saying a bunch of stuff that don't make sense, you guys. Ain't gonna lie to you though. But yeah, man. think I feel better now. So my eyes, I had to shut my eyes for just a little second, bro. But yeah, I know one thing. When don't y'all hate when y'all be about to say some shit and then like you start talking about something totally different. So I was just like saying, I was just telling y'all about the silent treatment. Then like I ended up like talking about something else that I ended up talking about. I was finna end up saying, but look, I say this, I end up catching myself because I said I was talking about the topic and then I ended up veering off into some other shit that I was like, I was probably gonna start talking about something totally different, like that I just ended up catching myself like, man. But yeah, you gotta know, you just gotta know how to use it. You don't wanna just like you just, I think the one thing that people tend to do, they tend to end it, put it like this, it's like they end it too soon. So it's like as soon as you do it, you don't do that, because as soon as you do show, the fact that, oh, you stop ignoring, stop doing the silent thing, then that's when you're gonna end up losing the battle. So you always just want to like make sure you do it correctly. Yeah, it might make you look toxic, but it's not like in that. But you understand, like, damn, man, this is really weird today, you guys. It must be some, Misty, I'm wondering, is this something going on tonight? Like, is it I know that one day it was like a retrograde that was going on. I think it's something definitely going on, because like, oh, like my mind just went blank, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, oh my God, bro. They say you win some, you lose some, but you live to see another day. Even that's in a damn illusion. Cause man, listen, could you imagine? Oh, you might assume that something's gonna last forever, then it's like boom, then you end up just realizing that, wow, the person didn't even live to see. Oh yeah, so it's definitely some. See, I knew it was something going on, because it's like people don't. I don't know. Every time I be talking, I hear my mind just be like veering off to something else. I don't even know why. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be getting some energy, but I do apologize to the people that me. It ain't like me to. It's not like me to not like. It's not like me to be acting like this, man. Like really, I'm like not trying to do this on purpose. Like, but bro, like that sleepiness. You know what's crazy? Let me see what I was drinking on. I noticed that I bought these, and it's supposed to have like 200 caffeine on there. And man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I prefer the ones in the can, because this one that you put into your water, this don't work, bro. Ain't gonna lie. But I don't believe people should talk things out after they already, when you've already established that you guys don't like each other. It ain't nothing to talk about. People try to influence you. They want to see if they still have their influence over you. So if the minute you show them that they matter in your life and they're not present, that's a dangerous position to be in. You don't want to. You just don't want to do that. Okay, now a new moon. Just wait. Let me see what's. Oh, moon in the 18th. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, I appreciate that. Mo, what's it, Mokhtar? Abdullah, I appreciate that super chat. Missy said, I would love to send you some oils that help with concentration. And it's made just for Pisces. Free, of course. I'd like to send you a few. Just DM address. Oh, okay, definitely. Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I feel this is what I sense. Okay, I had this strange my intuition. Okay, so my intuition. I went on a fast for like about 5 days. Okay, just so I could have that self-awareness. You know, a higher increase in intuition. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you some freaky things that happened. Okay, so I went on the fast. I get off the fast, right? Tell me why. I was just literally talking to someone, right? And I asked them. I said, hey, are you a Scorpio? And out of nowhere, because I was watching her or observing her in such a way. I was standing in line in the store. I was at Best Buy, and I said, "Are you a Scorpio by chance?" And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah. How did you know that?" And I was just like, "Oh, I said, I ain't mean to scare you. Like, I just had that feeling, that inner knowing that you were a Scorpio." And she didn't even tell me she was a Scorpio, none of that. But she asked me $1 million question. She said, "How do you know I'm a Scorpio? Like, what gave you what gave you the idea? What gave you it?" You know what I told her? I said, "Your eyes." I said, I know you've heard that before. And she said, "Yes, several times." And her eyes, I'm gonna tell you what they look like. She had the smiling eyes, if you catch my drift. She had the smiling eyes, but she had these thick eyelashes that, like, the little girly thick eyelashes that kind of look like little like brooms, like the little broom on a paintbrush. And I was like, "Oh," I said, she gotta be a Scorpio with them eyes, fam. Cause Scorpio be having some like mascara type of, style type eyelashes. And a lot of times, they could be into goth, or they could be into, the dark, occult type of energies. See? So I picked it up. Fast forwarded, another day came up. And the girl I met, her name was Seven. Okay. And I said, "That's your real name?" She said, "Yeah, but it's spelled different." I said, "Wow." I said, "What's your sign?" I said, "Because I got a feeling you a Scorpio." And she said, "Yes, I'm a Scorpio. How do you know that?" I said, "Because your name is Seven." And then she had 444 tatted on her neck. And I said, why am I running into the very things that I talk about on my channel? Why the hell am I seeing all this? See, me fasting for all those days, just eating watermelon and just drinking fluids, right? It was almost like everything that was happening around me, I seen through all the illusions. See, the illusion was that 444. As soon as I seen that, it was like Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. And then tell me why I'm talking to this random girl in Walmart, right? This girl looked super innocent. She had sweatpants on. She had like some little cool shades on, right? And I'm talking to her. And then she seemed kind of bold when as I was getting to know her in the store. But then it was like some of the stuff she was saying about her homegirls, like they had just robbed somebody. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell? And then I said, "Hey, are you a Capricorn?" And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "How do you know that? How the hell you know I'm a Capricorn?" I said, "Because I could tell by the way the way you act, the way you behave, and then you talking about you robbing people. Like, why would you tell me that? Because why? The devil, right? And it is not always how it looks, you put it like, it's not always how it seems as it looks with Capricorn. So that was just 3 just crazy moments, right? Of the intuition being heightened. Now, fast forward it. I get ambushed. Boom. Got humiliated, got disrespected, right? Didn't say nothing. Silent treatment. Boom. And now, something happened to the dude that was attacking me. Didn't I just told you guys this? I just said it. I said, bro, when you F over a Pisces, bro, your karma comes faster than DoorDash. You know, like, bro, you gonna be dealt with in the midst, fam. This not gonna be like you gonna hurt the Pisces and then go on a vacation. No. Your butt whooping is coming quicker than DoorDash. See? And a lot of times, bro, people don't even realize they get that instant karma. And karma hit that dude. He got arrested. Yep. And that's the thing. Now, the illusion is, oh, you must have called the police. I didn't even call the police. Nope. Police caught up with him. Hey, that's why I said, when you don't say nothing, bro, because you gotta understand, God is always watching, bro. And when somebody doing you wrong, you ain't do nothing to him, bro. He will show up and, hey, as long as you believe in him, he'll show up and help you out with your enemies. I didn't ask for them to come around me and get the, doing and saying the things they were saying, as they were saying some pretty, put it like this, they was throwing jabs, so it was like a roller coaster, Now, fast forward that. I started feeling these vibes. Man, the intuition, my whole chest was just like, it just felt like I lost my appetite anyway. Coming off the fast, I basically lost my appetite because my intuition was trying to tell me something. And I did not have that comfort of just peace or just chilling. It was almost like I felt like I had to do something about it. And then, lo and behold, that's when the whole situation unraveled. All these people started coming at me. It was like, yo. Then I start to realize the one thing. I said, yo, why is all this happening? See? And I started feeling shaky. I started feeling like just sad and just, because it was a lot for the whole week. And I'm like, damn, why I just get attacked? Why this stuff jumping off like this at this speed and this rate? But the lesson, see, the lesson was you only do what you can. You only control what you have control over. And what it taught me is that, see, when you go through life transformations, and the most painful thing is that you must become a higher sense of self. You must become the higher version of yourself, which means that you are walking in your purpose. Sometimes things don't feel good. Is to teach you the lesson that you must stay put. You must stay with the good side and stay over on the good side of things until all knowing of everything. But it seemed like once I made the decision, once I said, okay, I'm gonna just focus on myself and whoop-de-woo, that's when everybody came from my head. And see, and then it was like, after I got humiliated, betrayal, and everything was happening, I didn't even say nothing back. Dude gets arrested. Boom. Just off the mere fact, just the whole mere quietness that I used. And see, that's the thing. When you listen, man, If you call somebody sign, they didn't tell you, bro, that's some freaky stuff, bro. And you want to know whether or not they embraced it or did they leave? They left. That was scared. Some things scared the hell out of somebody, bro. Like they even if they try to look like they're all good and cool, I bet once, you know, let's say it was, once everybody leave, you know that person's gonna go off running along with them. See? But that's the thing, you never was on your side unless you give the silent treatment. Because allies, you gotta understand, allies are obvious, but then some allies, how can I say it? I forgot what I was gonna say, y'all. I know I said something about allies, but I'm like, you really gotta ask yourself, what are allies? Like people that are reserved and they come, you know, whenever they feel like you know, you're in trouble about something. But it was just like so much stuff just flying out at me that I was seeing right through that stuff, every little trap. Like, I'm gonna tell you, it was a situation that happened on my job, and she claimed that she didn't get her food, groceries or whatnot. And I knew she lied, and it was like I found the items outside, and then all of a sudden, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm tired of shit. Man, I can't even freaking keep my words up, bro. Man. But yeah, man, I thank everybody coming out today, man. I'm trying to finish this, man. I just can't even keep it together, bro. Like, this, I can't do this no more than just me being tired. Next time I just gonna have to go live, you know, another time. But I don't want to end the live because I ain't even really done. I got so much stuff I gotta do and releasing content videos that, man, I be feeling like I'm getting behind. But it's like whoa, I would say, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Yeah, man, it's just I would say this though, like, oh, I know what I was gonna say. Okay, so basically, like, I've been ignoring the girl, and man, I ain't gonna lie, that situation really, I think most of the time things are based on reputation. But yeah, yeah, definitely I'm gonna be dropping some. I'll be back on tomorrow, you guys. I appreciate y'all being patient with me. Love y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.